Hi folks, welcome back. Welcome to video number 3, Investor Search, how to find deals in minutes, not months. My name's David Howes, and I'm going to take you through that now. We're up to video number 3, and of course your time is valuable, so feel free to watch our videos in the order that's most convenient for you. But of course 1 through to 8 is the order we've recorded them in, and that'll probably make the most sense. So we're looking at how we find real estate, how we focus on that part of the process, because as investors, finding real estate, finding opportunities is often the biggest challenge we have. So we do that using Investor Search. So I've just jumped into the Real Estate Investor website, and now I'm going to go to the Investor search engine. So Investor Search is a search engine that we've created using programmers from 9 different countries around the world. When you think about search, think about Google, think about Yahoo, sites like that. What we do in Investor Search is we take and download real estate listings from all of the major sites all over 2 countries, 24/7, around the clock. We download those listings into our server. We source data from 17 other locations. We mix up that data. We create some filters like this and give you an intelligent dashboard with which to search the real estate market. So here's a little bit about how Investor Search works. Of course, this is our dashboard here. We've got the ability to turn the dashboard on and off so we can customize our views and our filters. So if you find 31 filters a little bit too many to handle, we can simplify our dashboard and our screen. So let's just play with a couple of filters here. I'm just going to turn a couple of filters on, do a bit of a search of the market. Let's see what comes up for sale across Australia right now. I'm just going to search the whole country just to give you a bit of an idea of what's sitting inside Investor Search. This is a live search, of course, and of course when we're looking at the market, we want to see what's out there right now. Okay, so Investor Search has brought back some results. We can see at the top of our screen here, it's just searched 577,401 properties. Now I'm going to I'm going to look at a property description, some property resources, some property data, and a little bit more information, so you get a bit of a feel for the types of opportunities we've got. So let's take a look at an example of how a listing is presented in Investor Search. So here's an example here. This property in Gerringong, New South Wales. We can see it's on the market for 490,000. Based on some live suburb data that we feed, we can see that the median listing price right now of a 2-bedroom house in New South Wales in Gerringong is 419,000. We can see that right now in the suburb, the average days on the market's 206, so that's quite helpful in terms of understanding the speed at which property is moving. We can see at the top of the screen here that this one was listed 19th of 6th, 2009, so we get an indication of how long has this been on the market, how fast is the suburb moving. What we do at Investor Search, which is a little bit unique, is we pull all of the data based on what's on the market every week. We filter it down at both a suburb level, a dwelling type level, so houses, townhouses and units, and then right down to a bedroom type level. So when you're wanting to compare like for like or apples for apples, you can see what are the other 2-bedroom houses selling for in the area right now, what are 2-bedroom houses renting for, and really make an accurate, informed decision as to the type of returns, the type of opportunity with this type of property, as opposed to some of the generic data you see on other sites where they just quote all dwelling types or all houses or all units, or they quote it at a postcode level and not at a suburb level. And of course a postcode is made up of many suburbs, and you want to get down to suburb level, because if a postcode shares high value homes and low value homes across multiple suburbs, then some of your data is going to be pretty meaningless. We can also see what's happened in the last 12 months in terms of capital growth, and this particular location's gone backwards about 19.5%. We come back to the listing here. Some of the other information we have, of course, is the property description straight out of the listing site. We can click on Google Maps, and we can go straight into Google and have a look at the location of the property. We can have a look at the topography and a bit of the area around the property to get a bit of a feel for the lie of the land. We can easily see what infrastructure or scenery it's located close to using Google Mapping, which is kind of handy, kind of helpful. We can see it's just a stone's throw from the coast there, which is kind of interesting. And then of course with Google Street View, one of the big innovations from Google, allows us to look at the house, allows us to look at the neighbours, allows us to turn around, to take a step back, and even take a walk down the street. The good thing about Google Street View and our ability to walk down the street, we can literally look at what's next door, what's around the corner, the quality of the neighbours, the quality of the other infrastructure. We can have a look, both directions. We can have a look across the road. Is it industrial? Is it covered in nice homes? And we can see on the left-hand side here, we're looking across the street to a bit of a vacant lot between there and the sea. So it gives us a bit of a lie of the land at street level as well as at dwelling level. Some of the other things we can look at with Investor Search, of course, is the property listing information. And you can see here, this property is for sale on realestate.com.au. That takes us straight into the listing, the information on the property, photos, agents, contact details, that kind of stuff. So really helpful in terms of allowing us to filter out and only get to the listings we want to see, but of course we can go straight to the listing site as any search engine allows you to do. Other access to resources we have, the Suburbs profile in Wikipedia. And Wikipedia, of course, is the world's largest online encyclopedia. It's growing by the day, and there's probably about 75% of Australia's suburbs now with a profile on Wikipedia. The thing I like about Wikipedia is it allows you, if you're an interstate investor, to jump into Wikipedia, find out a little bit more about the area, its population, its history, its geography, its demographics. Often there's information in there about the climate, about industry, about employment, and all sorts of links to all sorts of other resources. What we can also do, of course, is jump straight into the council website. And of course that's really helpful if we're wanting to look at doing some subdivision, some development, find out more about the area again, about the environment, about the council plans for infrastructure, that kind of stuff. We can also jump into houses that have sold recently on realestate.com.au and quite quickly take a bit of a look at what's sold recently, photos, details, selling dates, stuff like that, to get a bit of an idea of what else is happening in the suburb. We can jump into rental property, that's for rent right now at the various real estate sites, so realestate.com.au, with the information on what's for rent right now, so we can use photographs, use information, use comparable examples to jump in here and do our own due diligence on what we're likely to fetch for rent compared to what else is renting on the market right now. We can jump into Homehound as well and have a look at the Homehound listings, and again do the same thing, a bit of a comparison, look at what's for rent, look at the photos, that kind of stuff. And of course we can jump into Domain site and look at property for rent and Domain and Gerringong, again making it really easy for us to do our due diligence, check out the information, that kind of stuff. So back to Real Estate Investor and Investor Search. Some of the other information you have, of course, is 5-year growth, as I talked about. We can see that information there, what's happened over the last 5 years in this particular suburb. We can get information on the postcode and its makeup. We can see it's got a population of about 4,500. Interesting area. About 20% of people rent, so quite a small portion. A large number of people, almost 44% of the market, own their property outright without a mortgage, suggesting there's maybe some bit of an older profile, people retired, that kind of stuff. Investor Search also allows us to see at a glance how many sales there are in this particular area. So 233 listings. We can see the makeup of units for sale, houses for sale, townhouses, that kind of stuff. We can get an idea of the number of listings across the market right now. And we can see the price range from lowest through to highest and really see where the concentration of properties are. So in this case, in the suburb, 400 to 500,000 is the biggest concentration of properties. Of course, when we're looking at investing, we want to make sure when we're buying that we don't pay well above median value. It's going to reduce our rental yields, and it may reduce our ability to add value to the property and put us at risk of overcapitalizing. So Investor Search really helps you to get a bit of a snapshot for the suburb itself. We can use this add to watch list feature, and by adding it to our watch list, it allows us to come back to it next time we log in, and if it's still for sale, it'll appear here in our watch list and allow us to make sure we can go easily back to the listing, which allows us to, hand pick needles out of the haystack, build up a bit of a watch list as we go through searching the market. And as you'll see in the following videos, there's a number of opportunities, potentially hundreds of opportunities across the different strategies, and you want to make sure that you can save those. Okay, so let's get back to Investor Search. We do have the ability, of course, within Investor Search to filter and sort our results multiple ways. I'm going to show you in the next few videos how we use Investor Search intelligently to do that kind of stuff, but you can just see here from a sorting point of view, there's all sorts of ways to sort our results as investors, so we can focus on land size, listing price, postcode, old listings, new listings, finding property where the median percentage is very low. We look property where we can focus on potential rental yields, and also where we can look at average days on the market at a bit of a suburb level. So that allows us to do some of that sort of stuff. Okay, so that concludes this video of the introduction to Investor Search. Stay tuned. If you jump into the next 2 or 3 videos, you'll see us start looking for real estate, matching them to strategies, things like positive cash flow, discounted real estate, subdividable opportunities, stuff like that.